Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and a little bit scary. We're talking about food, but not the kind that makes you go, the kind that can actually be dangerous if you're not careful. You know, I love to try new things, especially when it comes to food, but I also believe in being informed. We're going to explore 7 common foods that can be seriously harmful, even deadly, if they're not prepared or eaten the right way. Don't worry, I'm not trying to scare you off your next meal. Just think of this as a friendly reminder to be mindful of what we put on our plates. Knowledge is power, right? So let's get to it. Okay, let's start with a fish that's practically famous for being dangerous. The fugu, also known as the pufferfish. This seemingly innocent-looking fish has a reputation that precedes it, and for good reason. You know it's serious when even the chefs need a special license to prepare it. These licenses aren't just handed out to anyone. They require rigorous training and testing. So what makes fugu so risky? Well, it contains a toxin called tetrodotoxin, and trust me, you don't want to mess with this stuff. This toxin is incredibly potent, and just a small amount can be lethal. Tetrodotoxin is a neurotoxin, which means it attacks your nervous system. It blocks sodium channels, preventing nerves from communicating with muscles. We're talking paralysis, difficulty breathing, even death. The symptoms can start within minutes and escalate quickly, making it a race against time. And the scariest part? There's no known antidote. Medical professionals can only provide supportive care, hoping the body can metabolize the toxin before it's too late. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ellen, why would anyone even try to eat this fish? It sounds like a culinary game of Russian roulette. Well, apparently, if prepared correctly, fugu is supposed to be quite the delicacy. It's considered a high-end dish in Japan, often served in exclusive restaurants. People say it has a tingling, almost numbing effect on the tongue. This sensation is part of the allure, adding an element of danger to the dining experience. But honestly, I'd rather stick with a nice salmon fillet. Salmon is delicious, nutritious, and most importantly, safe. Leave the fugu to the professionals, folks. These chefs undergo years of training to master the art of preparing this deadly delicacy. And by professionals, I mean the highly trained, licensed chefs who know exactly what they're doing. They learn to meticulously remove the toxic parts, ensuring the fish is safe to eat. Seriously, we're talking years of training just to learn how to remove the toxic parts of the fish. It's a skill that requires precision, patience, and a deep understanding of the fish's anatomy. It's a delicate and dangerous process. One small mistake can mean the difference between a gourmet meal and a medical emergency. So the next time you're at a restaurant and you see fugu on the menu, do yourself a favor and order the chicken. Or perhaps a nice, safe piece of salmon. Your taste buds and your nervous system will thank you. Enjoying a meal should be a pleasure, not a perilous adventure. So savor the flavors you love and leave the risky dishes to the thrill seekers. Next up, we're heading to the tropics for a taste of ackee fruit, the national fruit of Jamaica. This fruit is not just a culinary delight, but also a significant part of Jamaican culture and heritage. It's often used in the famous dish, ackee and saltfish, which is a must-try if you ever visit the island. Now, this one might sound exotic and delicious, but don't let that fool you. While it may look tempting hanging from the tree, there's more to this fruit than meets the eye. Ackee has a dark side, especially if you eat it before it's fully ripe. The unripe fruit can be quite dangerous, and it's crucial to know the difference between ripe and unripe ackee. Unripe ackee fruit contains toxins called hypoglycin A and B. These toxins can cause severe health issues if ingested, making it essential to handle and consume ackee with care. And these toxins are no joke. They can lead to serious medical conditions that require immediate attention. We're talking about serious health problems like Jamaican vomiting sickness. This illness is as unpleasant as it sounds and can be quite severe. As the name suggests, it's not pretty. The symptoms can be quite distressing and can escalate quickly if not treated. Symptoms can include severe vomiting, dehydration, even seizures and coma in severe cases. It's a condition that can turn a tropical paradise into a nightmare if you're not careful. So how do you know if an ackee fruit is safe to eat? Identifying ripe ackee is key to enjoying this fruit safely. While ripe ackee fruit will naturally split open while it's still on the tree. This natural opening is a sign that the fruit is ready to be consumed. You'll see these creamy yellow arils inside. Those are the edible parts. These arils are what you want to eat, and they should be bright and vibrant in color. But if the fruit is still closed or the arils are pale or discolored, steer clear. Consuming unripe or improperly prepared ackee can be dangerous. It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to ackee. When in doubt, it's best to avoid it altogether. And if you're ever unsure, just ask a local. The locals are well versed in identifying ripe ackee and can offer valuable advice. They'll be happy to point you in the right direction. Visiting a local market can also be a great way to learn more about this unique fruit and how to enjoy it safely. Remember, folks, paradise can be dangerous if you're not careful. Always be mindful of what you eat and how it's prepared, especially when trying new and exotic foods. Enjoy the beauty and flavors of the tropics, but do so with caution and respect for the local knowledge and traditions. Let's move on to a starchy root vegetable that's a staple food in many parts of the world, cassava. This root is incredibly versatile and can be found in various forms across different cuisines. From Africa to South America, cassava is a dietary cornerstone for millions of people. You might know it as yucca or manioc. These names are often used interchangeably, but they all refer to the same plant. It's fascinating how this root has different names in different cultures, yet serves a similar purpose as a vital food source. Now, cassava itself isn't inherently bad for you. In fact, it's a good source of carbohydrates and other nutrients. It's rich in vitamin C, which is essential for immune function, and also provides a decent amount of fiber, which aids in digestion. In many traditional dishes, cassava is a key ingredient. From tapioca pudding to cassava fries, the root can be transformed into a variety of delicious meals. However, it's crucial to understand the proper way to prepare it. But here's the catch. Cassava contains cyanogenic glycosides, which are compounds that release cyanide when ingested. This naturally occurring toxin can be dangerous if not handled correctly. And we all know cyanide is not something you want in your system. Even small amounts can be harmful, leading to serious health issues. The good news is that proper preparation can remove most of these harmful compounds. Traditional methods have been developed over centuries to make cassava safe to eat. This usually involves peeling, grating, soaking, and cooking the cassava thoroughly. Each step is crucial in reducing the cyanide content to safe levels. Different varieties of cassava have different levels of cyanogenic glycosides. Some types are naturally lower in these compounds, making them safer to consume with less intensive preparation. Bitter cassava contains higher levels of cyanogenic glycosides than sweet cassava. This means that bitter cassava requires more careful and thorough preparation to ensure it's safe to eat. It's important to note that eating raw or improperly prepared cassava can lead to cyanide poisoning. This is a serious risk that shouldn't be taken lightly. Cyanide poisoning can cause a range of symptoms from nausea and vomiting to more serious problems like paralysis and even death. It's a stark reminder of the importance of proper food preparation. So, if you're planning on incorporating cassava into your diet, make sure you do your research. Understanding the right techniques can make all the difference. Follow proper preparation methods to ensure that the cassava you eat is safe and nutritious. There are plenty of resources available, from cookbooks to online tutorials, that can guide you through the process. By taking the time to prepare cassava correctly, you can enjoy its benefits without the risks. Chapter 4. Red kidney beans, more than just a chili ingredient. Now, who doesn't love a hearty bowl of chili? Red kidney beans are a staple in many cuisines, but did you know that they can also be harmful if not cooked properly? It all comes down to a protein called phytohemagglutinin, or PHA for short. PHA is found in many types of beans, but red kidney beans have particularly high levels. When consumed raw or undercooked, PHA can wreak havoc on your digestive system. We're talking nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, the works. But don't worry, there's an easy fix. Just cook those beans thoroughly. Boiling red kidney beans for at least 10 minutes at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius, neutralizes the PHA, making them safe to eat. So the next time you're whipping up a pot of chili, remember to give those beans a good, long simmer. Your stomach will thank you. Chapter 5. Rhubarb leaves, don't leave them on your plate. Let's talk about rhubarb, a tart and tangy plant that's often used in pies and desserts. The stalks are perfectly safe to eat, but the leaves, not so much. Rhubarb leaves contain oxalic acid, a compound that can be toxic to humans in high doses. Oxalic acid interferes with the body's ability to absorb calcium, which can lead to a whole host of problems, including kidney stones and even kidney failure in severe cases. Now, you'd have to eat a whole lot of rhubarb leaves to experience serious poisoning, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. So when you're preparing rhubarb, stick to the stalks and discard those leaves. And if you're ever in doubt, just remember, when it comes to rhubarb, the leaves are a no-go. Chapter 6. Elderberries, respect your elders and their berries. Elderberries, those dark purplish berries that are often made into jams, jellies, and even wine, might seem harmless, but they too have a dark side. Unripe elderberries, as well as the seeds and leaves of the elderberry plant, contain cyanogenic glycosides. Yes, those same compounds we talked about with cassava. Remember, these glycosides can release cyanide when ingested, which can be toxic in large amounts. Symptoms of cyanide poisoning can range from headache and dizziness to more serious problems like seizures and respiratory failure. The good news is that cooking elderberries thoroughly breaks down those cyanogenic glycosides, making them safe to eat. So enjoy your elderberry jam, but make sure those berries have been cooked properly. Chapter 7. Nutmeg, spice up your life, but don't overdo it. We're wrapping up our list with a spice that's a staple in many kitchens, nutmeg. It adds a warm, nutty flavor to everything from eggnog to bechamel sauce. But believe it or not, even nutmeg can be dangerous in large quantities. Nutmeg contains a compound called myristicin, which has psychoactive properties. In small doses, myristicin is harmless and might even have some health benefits. But when consumed in large amounts, it can cause what's known as nutmeg poisoning. We're talking about symptoms like nausea, vomiting, hallucinations, even seizures. Now, you'd have to consume a significant amount of nutmeg to experience these effects, but it's a good reminder that even everyday spices can have potent properties. So enjoy that sprinkle of nutmeg in your pumpkin pie, but don't go overboard. A little goes a long way. Well, There you have it, folks. 7 seemingly harmless foods that can actually be dangerous if not treated with respect. Remember, knowledge is power, and being aware of the potential risks associated with certain foods can help us make safer choices. I encourage you to share this video with your friends and family. Let's spread awareness about these surprising food facts, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more fun and informative videos. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep on snacking smartly.